Hey there, and welcome. Today, we are going on a journey, a really fascinating one. We're going to map out a path that, let's be honest, a lot of us dream about. The path to becoming a millionaire just through investing. So yeah, let's dive into the $1 million path. All right, let's not waste any time. The big question: how realistic is it, really, to build a $1 million portfolio? It's this huge goal, right? And when you're just starting out, that number can feel, well, completely out of reach, almost impossible. $1 million. Yep, that's the target. It's a massive number, for sure. But here's the thing. Today, we're going to break it all down, and I think you'll see it's way more achievable than you probably think. Okay, so how do we actually get there? You might be thinking it involves some crazy, super complex, risky strategy, right? But the truth, it's a lot simpler. In fact, the plan we're going to walk through is so powerful because it's so simple. So check this out. There are just two rules for this whole journey. Rule number one, you invest $1,000 every single month. No exceptions. And rule number two, that money earns an average return of 8% a year. And that's a pretty reasonable expectation based on history for a solid, diversified portfolio. And that's it. That's the whole plan. All right, plans in place. Let's start the clock. We're going to fast forward through the very first decade. Now, this part, we call it the slow start. And believe me, this is where patience is absolutely everything. And here we go, our first big milestone. So after 10 years of sticking to that plan, month in, month out, you can see our portfolio is finally starting to look like something real. So what have we got? $180,000. Now, don't get me wrong, that is a ton of money. But let's be real for a second. You've personally put in $120,000 of your own cash. So the growth, it feels kind of slow, doesn't it? We're not even a fifth of the way to our goal yet. And that right there is the key. This first decade is all about laying the groundwork, You're just building the foundation. The real show, the fireworks, that crazy exponential growth, that hasn't even started. This is the part that really tests your patience. Okay, now let's jump forward again into the second decade. And this is where we hit the tipping point. All that quiet, consistent work you put in for 10 years, it's about to pay off big time. This is where the magic of compounding really starts to wake up. And this is where things get really, really interesting. Just look at that jump from year 10 to year 20. The growth in this decade alone is more than double the entire amount we had after the first 10 years. The acceleration is just, wow, it's dramatic. $590,000. All of a sudden, that $1 million goal doesn't seem like a distant dream anymore, does it? We're more than halfway there, and you can just feel the momentum building. So what in the world is driving all this? Well, the answer is one word: compounding. It is the engine pushing this whole thing forward. It's this incredibly powerful idea where your investment returns start making their own returns. The best way to think about it? It's like a snowball rolling down a hill. It just keeps getting bigger and faster all by itself. And now it's time for the final act. If that second decade was the tipping point, well, the third decade is when our little snowball turns into a full-blown avalanche. I mean, this chart just says it all, doesn't it? The growth in this last decade, from year 20 to year 30, is bigger than the growth of the first 20 years combined. It just dwarfs everything before it. This right here is compounding in all its glory. And there it is, $1.5 million. So after 30 years, we didn't just hit our $1 million target, we blew right past it. And it all came from that super simple, super consistent plan we started with way back when. And this might be the most important point of all. At this stage, the money your investments are making on their own is way, way bigger than the $1,000 you're still putting in every month. Your money is finally doing the heavy lifting for you. So what are the big takeaways here? What are the keys we can pull from this story? How can you unlock this kind of growth in your own life? Well, it really just boils down to three simple but powerful ideas. First, start early. You've got to give that compounding as much time as possible to do its thing. Second, be consistent. Invest regularly, make it a habit, just like brushing your teeth. And third, stay the course. You have to stay invested for the long haul, even when the market gets a little bumpy. At the end of the day, this journey proves that building real wealth isn't about finding some complicated secret formula. Nope, it's about consistently using the two most powerful tools you have: consistency and time. So we'll leave you with this one final thought. Now that you've seen how a simple, straightforward plan can play out over time, just take a second and ask yourself, what could your path to a million look like?